track grinding ensures locomotives are able to travel safely. In this particular case, the shafts that connect the grinding motor to the grinding stone were fracturing, damaging anything the rail grinder happened to be passing. It could be very dangerous indeed. Each of the grinders was 100 times larger than the handheld grinder I'm using here. These were being flung off at between 3,000 and 4,000 revolutions per minute. Because of the risks to human life, there was a real sense of urgency to resolve it as quickly as possible. And that was after the first one. After 2 weeks, we had 10 of these units in our laboratory. We used something called fractography, and we're actually mapping how the two parts have gradually detached over time. It's very important to understand where a fault has started, because that gives you an idea of a weak point. These faults were all exhibiting exactly the same symptoms. When we were testing the outside sections, we were fully expecting to see the same readouts that we'd get from the centre of the shaft. We were expecting tempered steel. The reality was, we were then presented with a nickel compound, and that's when we realised we might be onto something. A lot of these grinding stones were bound for disposal, but actually finding a way to being refinished and reused. And what we were being refinished with was a nickel alloy. Because these grinding stones had microfractures in them, the nickel was being deployed into those microfractures. The two materials had different expansion coefficients. That nickel started to effectively force a wedge through the centre of these shafts and cause them to fail. And once that process has started, it's impossible to stop it. It's a matter of time. Armed with this information, the customer was then able to instantly retire all of the offending parts, some active retraining of the teams that had been undertaking this activity. They were able to then get back to doing what they do best, making sure the railways are kept in a safe condition for passenger travel.